Hey everybody, the Boost Guy here. Passing along a little information. Most information's already on YouTube, what I'm about to pass along, but I'm going to go ahead and do that anyways. But anyways, this is let's see, being in the second quarter of 2017 and everything. It's pretty amazing, that I'm actually quite shocked on how many phones are being released on Boost Mobile. There's a total of new five brand new phones that is coming out for it. Three Galaxy series phones and two ZTEs actually. I'm pretty actually quite shocked from the time actually ZTE is actually getting just a tad bit better in its game. I can't say I have experienced any a lot of their phones just yet. Only ones I have ever managed around was the ZTE Warp, which was total garbage. Same thing with the Speed. I seriously hope they learn from those two phones. My Boost Force was actually surprisingly a lot more better than um, both those phones together. And the ZTE Warp 7, which my mother has, I got a surprise. I mean, surprisingly, for the specs the phone is and everything at the price that it was, and it still works manageably good today. Um, that's another one. So, anyways, I'm not really giving release dates or specifications. There are other videos and on those matters. If you wish to go see PhoneArena.com, GSMArena.com, PhoneScoop.com are the main ones that I like to go visit and see my specs. All right, starting out on the high end, I like to say more or less like the high end phone. The first Samsung Galaxy that's being released is the S8, and the specifications on the phones look pretty awesome. If I remember correctly, just a small little bit, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal memory. I think there's like 53 um, gigabytes available to the user. 12 megapixel back camera, and I believe an 8 megapixel front. So just basically along with that, I mean, it's going to be the flagship phone that's going to be released on Boost Mobile before not even knowing when if the next iPhone is going to be released on it. But anyways, moving along to the Galaxy J7 Perx. Um, on this phone, there's so many conflicting information as far as this phone goes. There's one Boost Mobile dealer that's telling me on Facebook that this is what this phone is going to get. There's one on YouTube that's telling me that tells he has a page. It's telling everybody that this is what the specs of the J7 Perx is going to be. Right now, as far as the J7 Perx and everything, there's no product support page on Boost Mobile just yet, and I think tomorrow it's the release. Tomorrow is the release date of that phone. Can't be sure until I see it. Boost Mobile no longer has a specification thing on their product support page, for each phone profile anymore, so you can't see the specifications on Boost Mobile. Um, there's no information on Samsung.com, I mean, just yet about this phone. So, truthfully, I have no idea what's going on as far as this phone goes. So, just basically keep an eye out, see uh, what the phone has to offer. As far as I know, it's still got the same standard 16 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes of RAM. Um, as far as the other specs go, it's supposedly 8 megapixel back camera. Same thing on the front, like the J7, 5 megapixels. Excuse me. 32 gigs of on the SD expansion, and if I what was it? I forget what the third one that they said the option was that it's pretty much downgraded. Anyways, moving along, another phone, the Samsung Galaxy J3 2017. Not sure if it's going to get another name like the J7 did, or what specs, or even for that matter, what the price is, what it's going to look like, or anything at this moment. So um, there has been no official announcement as far as to release that phone on Boost Mobile yet. Um, so in other words, just keep an eye out for it. Now moving along to the ZTE, ZTE Prestige 2, um, is just a tad bit of a bigger upgrade than what tad bit, and I say just a tad bit. It is getting 2 gigs of RAM. It is getting 16 gigs of storage. Quad core. I think the Prestige itself had a quad core. I think they're getting. I believe, if I remember correctly, it is getting a better back cam. Um, I'm not sure. I think either the 17th or the 21st is going to be its release date. So just keep an eye out for that one. And the last but not least is the ZTE Max XL. And a friend of mine who does work in a boost store told me about this one. I mean, as far as the Max XL, it's pretty much covering a little bit. I mean, it's for a phone I think is going to be released for $129.99. It's got some pretty decent mid-range specs. I believe, if I remember correctly, has a 13 megapixel back and 5 megapixel front camera. I believe it's getting an octa-core processor. I believe it says 16 gigabytes internal, along with 2 gigs of RAM. I am not very specific on all those. I mean, you can check out YouTube for other videos pertaining to these phones that I just mentioned. Um, Most of it, especially the only phone I question is basically the Samsung Galaxy J7 Perx. I'm kind of obsessed with this phone a little bit because I want to know what the J7 Perx is going to offer. Basically, well, I know what it's offering, as far as, but the problem with that is it's some things I'm not sure, and I wanted to see what website would have the information as far as this phone is available. I'm not trying to be obsessed about it, but I like to know what was this phone would carry more. I mean, what would this phone offer more than what the regular J7 has offered? So basically, it's a waiting game on what all these phones have to offer to boost mobile. Yeah, good grief. Excuse me. I really have not had any good rest in quite a few days. Haven't really been feeling good, but I'm just trying to keep up and everything. So, anyways, I wish everybody a good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you're at in the United States or in the world itself and everything. This is the Boost Guy signing out. Thank you for watching.